Today we are talking with Gillian, who wishes she was from a South Pacific island. She's been mistaken for Demi Moore and won't eat mint and taties. She can juggle blindfolded, almost, and has sampled fish guts for a sewage survey, and is a proud owner of 100 different ballpoint pens. Today, Gillian takes us to a favorite location, the Isle of Skye in Scotland.
So, welcome, Gillian.
Thank you guys. Well, it's lovely to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. So Skye is one of my favourite destinations to go to. I am Scottish, you can probably hear that from my accent. And Skye, it's such a beautiful location, located in the north of Scotland. It's one of the islands, it's in the Inner Hebrides. It's taken from the name Skye, S-K-Y-E, is from the Norse meaning of the word cloud, which is, so Cloud Island, and it kind of refers to the atmosphere and how the cloud and just the whole kind of bearing and being of the island itself has a kind of mystical quality. And so Skye very much depicts that, the Isle of Skye. It's quite famous in lots of respects. It's got the most famous castle, a 12th century castle called Dunvegan Castle, which is still owned and inhabited by the MacLeod clan. It's well known for its wildlife. It has various different wildlife sanctuaries. It's got puffins, puffin sanctuary, seal sanctuary next to Dunvegan. It's also got a host of dolphins and whales and otters. It's also quite well established in that it has various like whiskey distilleries, the oldest one being Talisker Distillery. Okay. And it's just such a beautiful place to go. It has crystal clear waters, a bit like in the South Sea Islands and Bali, and it also has white sandy beaches, which is quite unheard of, you know, in other parts of the Scottish mainland, but it's not unknown for the white sandy beaches and the crystal clear waters to be in many of the other islands, like the Outer Hebrides and Inner Hebrides Islands. They're all famous for that particular feature. Again, which is why I would love to be on a South Sea Island or from Bali. Nicely and typically, you know, with that environment. And there is an area of Skye that I haven't been to yet, and it's called the Fairy Pools. And the Fairy Pools is an area which you can swim in, and it's got these lavish, lush waterfalls, again, crystal clear water, with a 10-foot drop, where you can dive into the pools if you're brave enough to do it. Yeah. Dive into the pools and swim about, and apparently it's meant to bring you mystical powers, but I think that's just like a tourist gimmick, you know. Yeah. And it'd be all mystical. And it also has another region which is quite close to it called Fairy Glen, and it's like a series of grassy mounds and little areas where it almost looks like it's like a kind of garden area in miniature where they say the fairies go.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's in the north of the island, and I haven't been there yet. So, but it's somewhere that is definitely on my list of things to do. I don't know why I've not been, because I think I've been to every other part of the island, you know. So I don't know, but it's definitely something on my to-do list. And on the way up, during our visit this time round, so we were camping, and we were kind of, so Portree is the main town on the island, and it's kind of in the centre, and it takes it's a 2-hour drive, you know, by car to go all the way around the island. But so we were camping just kind of south of there, but on the way up we kind of stopped off. So we were based in Stirling, which is in central Scotland, for those who don't know the area at all. Yeah. We're driving up the A82, and it takes us up kind of the lowlands and then up into the highlands in an area called Glencoe, and then up to Fort William, which are all amazing historical sites, but also are very famous for the scenery as well. There was a famous Battle of Glencoe back in the day, which a lot of people, historians, will probably know. There was a massacre that took place at Glencoe, which again kind of adds into that folklore and history where there's a lot of mystical, mystery around. You can sometimes see the ghosts of the Campbells, on the hills on a misty evening. So it all kind of adds to the intrigue, But the area itself, so going up to the Highlands, from Glencoe to Fort William and then over to Isle of Skye and then into Skye, it's such a beautiful route. And you can get to Skye by various means. You can either go by road over the bridge, which is now toll free, or you can also go by ferry as well. Or you can even go by airplane from Glasgow.
Wow. How long does it take to get there from where you are? How long of a journey?
Yeah, it's about 4.5 hours from where I am.
Okay. So it takes a little while. Okay.
It is, but then if you're going the scenic route that I suggested, then you're stopping. It probably takes you actually about 6 hours by the time you stop and take all the photographs with the Highland cow. Depending, of course, Scottish weather providing, because sometimes the weather is so bad and so rainy and misty that you can't really see very much at all, which is unfortunate. But it does add to the lovely views that you can get once the mist clears. It really does make for a lovely picturesque scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what makes the Isle of Skye so special for you?
For me, it's a bit of everything. It's a bit of mysticism. It's the fact that it is home to so many animals and sanctuaries. There's the historical side of things as well. The fact that it's got one of the oldest castles in the world at Dunvegan.
Yeah.
It's the appeal of it. It's such a quiet place to go to, but if you wanted to find solitude, it's there. If you wanted to find somewhere to go to be with other people, it's there. If you wanted to just look at the scenery, it's there. There's everything. There's everything in one destination, if you like.
That's awesome.
Definitely a case of if you wanted to go for inspiration, that's your place to go.
Okay.
If you're a budding writer, absolutely, especially for the solitude, that would definitely.
Yeah. So have you met folks over there? Do you visit some of the same places or the same things when you go?
Oh.
Answer that question.
Can I answer?
Yes.
Yeah.
I kind of met people who've been traveling like me, and with my friends. But I don't know anyone that lives in Skye, believe it or not. I haven't never befriended someone from Skye to go and stay, call them up on the phone and say, hi, can I come up for a visit? I can tell you about the hotels and things. It's a lovely hotel. It's actually a world famous, hopefully it's world famous, you might know it actually. It's a world famous restaurant and it's a 5-star hotel. It's called the Three Chimneys. And it's right in the centre of the Skye. Maybe it's not world famous, but it's almost world famous. It's got the best food and the best seafood in the world. So
okay, wonderful. That is so great. You had all of the mystical part of it is what was appealing to me. I'm so glad you got to share that. So we finished our 7 minutes and you got that one last question in, so that's great. And so thanks, Gillian, for sharing your story and travel with us through real stories from real people.